As we welcome you, my love, out of the fucking shitstorm and into the fire. If you're joining us live today, may the 4th be with you. It feels kind of perfect with a little 5-5 magic going on tomorrow. So it really is incredibly well timed of like honoring this energy of you, honoring the spark of you, honoring the joy of you, and not being small. I don't need anybody to be small here. Thanks. And more than what I need, universe doesn't need you to be small. So today we begin to play in the places in our third Shenka of letting the universe serve you, of reminding that the universe is always in this great love affair with you. And all that we're waiting for you to do is like step in and become. So as we've been working through the second, and the second, as you have probably experienced in whatever way, was healing for you. It's all the collective consciousness. It's all of the other people's shit. It's a lot of programs and belief. So what happens is we feel very powerless in those first and second Shenkas. There's not a whole lot of I. There's not a whole lot of you. But once we get to the third, oh, guess what? There you come online. This, in the third Shenka, is when you spark to life as a divine being that you are. The other two, we were just kind of like getting used to this body thing, right? But to become self-created is part of the ask here. To move through these places into the fullest expression of you, the fullest expression of your joy, and recognizing over and over that that joy and you are the same. Ooh, okay, hey Ganusa. Hey Ganusa, as we're moving out of here. Let's go ahead and get here today, shall we? Allowing yourself to move into the sacred with us now. And maybe putting up a prayer. And a gratitude toward yourself for the challenges and the teachings of the first and second Shenkas. Heard. Allow yourself to drift now into root. Finding the stillness underneath of all creation. And with it, dropping down into your inner earth temple. The you that is underneath reality, underneath the illusion. Arriving here in your temple. Tending anything that might be out of place or asking for your attention. Ooh. As we ask you to come back to your throne now and dissolve into the diamond light. Letting go of all worries, all thoughts, all anxieties. Surrendering it to the void. Putting it to rest within the Ganusa. And begin to set your Jed. Feeling that energy stir underneath you at the base. Giving permission for yourself to rise. With whatever movement, whatever breath. brings you into you. Good. Setting that root, setting that Ganusa centered within your Jed. Of course, and linking it through the heart of your temple. To always remember to give yourself the compassion, the love, the sweetness, the forgiveness that you're granted every day, with every heartbeat, with every blink of your eye, with every step you take. Forgiveness. Aminu Mahakaru. Aminu Mahakaru. Aminu Mahakaru. Aminu Mahakaru. Aminu Mahakaru. Aminu Mahakaru. And bringing yourself up into present space. Setting the Jed here if you have not yet. Oh, thank you. That's a very helpful point. And they also say, like, just making sure that, like, this Jed here and your inner self Jed are aligned, stacked equally on top of one another, same size, same diameter. Oh, that felt like a big, yep, good idea. Because that's Sekhem. That's the energy that's moving through here. And Nadia says of the Sekhem, and how is it different than the Kundalini? The Kundalini is going to only move one way. The Sekhem moves both. Sekhem is connecting all forces. So we'll start with a message from Nadia. If you can change the dream, you have the ability to change your life. Obvious, right? But that's so much of what we're practicing and so much of what we're being initiated into. So as we continue in this path of the mystery, you're gaining your own lived experiences. Reality might be dissolving differently. Some not am. Let it. So Uchamur, oh, they want to do a Mersef today. Mersef. Mersef. Mersef is another of those like Obtek Basa that kind of balances it a little bit. Mersef. That's interesting. Mersef. Interesting only because I don't know why that one jumped in. Mersef. And so many of the places that you are traversing are beyond words. And it can feel kind of isolating. So I remind you that we're here. In the eternal luminous Akashic now, we're here. Whenever you need us on Mighty Networks, whenever you need us outside of the parameters of Mighty Networks, please reach out. You may have experienced this is crazy making in every way. As other people are happy and content to participate in what they consider to be reality, well, we step outside of it, sidestep it. We shuck and jive that reality. Can't get us because we know ourselves as creator. So the voice of the lineage, come on, please, and invoke for us today our family and our elders from generations behind us.
Yes. Right. Let us all honor the lineage. Each and every one who brings the mysteries forward. We honor Andy Murphy. We honor Margie Mulligan. We honor Nadia K. Eagles. We honor Countess Olga von Lasko. We honor Taranaganza. And we honor Nanefru the Benevolent. And all the other names that are lost in the sand of time, we honor them as well. We all honor and protect the lineage. We honor and protect the mysteries. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Om Sa.
Om Sa. And it's sweet as Marilyn was invoking that for us today. They showed me like back into the mysteries, back into the mysteries. So if we think of Isis would be one of the faces of the keeper of the mystery. Isis is the manifest or the obvious one. Nephthys, Nebuchadnezzar. Don't go playing with Nebuchadnezzar lightly. She likes death and not Thanks. That's cute. She's like, she doesn't like to kill. That would be more Sekhmet, but never chur. Oh, we can do that? Okay, okay. Okay. We're going to do a little teaching on never chur, obviously. So come down into Ganusa, please. Oh! Okay, Ganusa teaching. The Ganusa can leave and move about the body. The Ganusa is the only Shenka that can do that. The Ganusa, as you may have experienced, is the womb of death and rebirth. Move that Ganusa up to crown. Whoa! Whoa! And extend your entire root Shenka to be the length of your body. This image is the crown of Never Chur. Thank you. Within the Christian mystic teachings, this would be the chalice or the Holy Grail. So Never Chur is offering to you the ability to send that Ganusa where you need it to be for birth and death and rebirth. Galactically, she is star Sirius B. And galactically, when we get to her, she is the cosmic womb to which we all go in order to be rebirthed. Ong Never Chur. Ong Never Chur. Ong Never Chur. I have quite a love affair with her, but I don't know that she's shown up in this way for anyone yet. So chew on that as you need to, but even drawing that Shenka for yourself or getting a crystal that looks like it. I can't find mine right now. It's probably right in front of my face. Beneficial. So on this journey through you, through this gift of the bodies, Osiris could be coming up for you. Osiris, this is an Osirian mystery school in which we participate. This is the pre-dynastic mystery school in which we participate. Pre-dynastic means before Egyptian time began counting itself, which goes back to Atlantis and Lemuria. The pre-dynastic, though, is the language that feels safest, so we don't have to go into any things that aren't... We don't want to go into myth too much. We want all of this to be very real and feel it in your body. Great. So this journey with Osiris, Nuk Ami Sahu. Would you practice that one today? Nuk Ami Sahu. 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 And this is one of my favorite sassy ass ones because Nuk Ami Sahu, essentially, I'm following in the footsteps of Osiris. So if anything gets really weird, or if you have any spirits who are fucking with you, you're like, no, I'm just, I'm following the path that this dude blazed for us. Nuk Ami Sahu. I'm here with permission, Nuk Ami Sahu. If you're trying to sneak in backstage anywhere, Nuk Ami Sahu. I'm totally supposed to be here. Nuk Ami Sahu. Nuk Ami Sahu. Following the own path of my light body and my awakening. Nuk Ami Sahu. Thank you. And as Osiris blazed a trail, so too did Buddha, so too did Jesus, so too are you. Nuk Ami Sahu. Every time you step outside of reality, you're blazing a trail that someone else will follow. Whether you're consciously doing it through your teachings or through healing work, or whether it's just, we're cutting through the forest, honey. We're cutting through the density of the lies and the deceit and the limitations on reality that have been told to us. Nuk Ami Sahu. So sometimes we wonder why we're in this body at all, and what the fuck am I doing here? Cool, yeah, pretty starseed, pretty common for starseeds. So in this journey of the Shenkas, as we're building up, we can also look back and gain a little bit more knowledge. So that cube, this is cute, Nadia's words, with the glory inside, splendor, light, and the power of the universe. That root Shenka for you holds the secrets of matter. The Ganusa becomes the mirror, resting upon it. And in that mirror, it shows us all that's wrong in the world. Shows us the division, the separation, the fear, the deceit. So welcome to our official third Shenka. So let's do our power up. Allowing yourself to find that moment of radiant joy. Ridiculous gratitude. Oh, excitement at being you. Allowing that joy to fill up all of your body. Canceling out all time and space. It is the now. And each time with those big waves, long saw. Ong sa. Ong sa. Till it bursts out through your crown, piercing the skull, circling around you and activating that toroidal field of the Jed. Ong sa. Oh. Ong sa. Perhaps if there's something you really want, drop it in on that next round of the toroidal field, asking those gods who feed off the nectar of your bliss grant you exactly what you desire. Ong sa. Ong sa. Ong sa. Ong sa. Ong sa. And we don't just get to do a Shenka today because we've got to build our way to it. Kind of fun. From Nadia, when you can stay comfortable in the free fall with no identifications, that's where you find your center. Your body shields you from all harm by virtue of being in the center of this. Welcome to your third Shenka. So before we can get to the third, you want to practice our new Hakao? Maum. 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 Maybe I can ask those netters if I could have a better singing voice to be able to do maum. And I want you to just see this because essentially what we're going to be looking for today and locating on your body is exactly where this pyramid rests into the tip of Ganusa. You can find it on your body, 4 fingers underneath your navel. Maum. And I want you to exaggerate each sound as you're learning it. Mao. Mao. Woo, woo, woo. Mao. And as you're just chanting that and finding that, the sound of the sound of destruction. Ah, the radiating light. Ooh, the formation of all things. Mao. Mao. When you can find that Mao, it is the place where all of the Aka in the body coalesces and comes together. It will be a potent place of potent place of creation when you get there. Let's just go ahead and practice and play with it just a little bit more, shall we? And as we're doing this video, I'm going to just teach you a little bit about the Maum, and then we're going to do a very specific breath. From Nadia, sound of the Maum produces great light, radiance, and splendor. It is the solar core of your belly, the radiance that makes luminous the Aka. Maum, sound encoded through the universe. Let it vibrate inside of you. Maum. Make sure you're getting each of those syllables. Ah, ooh. Ow. Ow. And you might practice dropping that sound into your belly. Ow. Ow. Maum is a singular point. It translates as, stand not against me or else you will die. Aum. To be absolutely direct in your attention on splendor. To align and to destroy. To align and to destroy, they are simultaneous. Sound came from the universe out of the nervous system. So your nervous system recognizes this as the sound to coalesce and to dematerialize. Because as God, your wanting and your creation are exactly the same. There's no distinction. Aum. Aum. Ow. Ow. Gonna drop in another hakao here, which is the word who. Who. Flames of warmth dance around the void. Breathing into the void and out with who. 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 This point perfectly between the Ganusa and the Maum. We activate with who. 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 I'm going to give you a very specific breath now. On the inhale, I want you to extend your belly really big. On the exhale, push it all the way out. Inhale really big, exhale all the way out. And if you've got that going a little bit, as fast or as slow as is right for you, I want you to put Mao to that inhale. Can't usually do it out loud. Mao on the inhale. Whoosh on the exhale. Mao. Whoosh. Mao. Whoosh. Mao. Whoosh. Mao. Whoosh. And I want you to do this a little bit just with your mouth. In and exhale through mouth. Inhale, extending your belly. Exhale all the way out. Whoosh. All through the mouth. And then try it through nose. Oh, thanks. First, mouth on the inhale, nose through the exhale. Heard. This is the breath that fills up your will. The bottom point of that inhale, the bottom point of that exhale, it's the void. And when you're ready, just do nose. Back to yourself when you're ready. Perhaps feeling a little lightheaded and giving yourself just a moment to regulate. The mouth is going to do like deep emotions. The nose is going to be doing more refined emotions. So I like always starting with the mouth on that. Like, let's get the heavy fucking big chunks out first, shall we? This is known as the bliss breath. Because each time you're dipping into the void, you're dipping underneath, you're dipping into the joy, and you're filling your will with it. You're filling your solar plexus. So third Shenka, my love. You've obviously already seen the picture, but let's just give a full version of this. Goes right here. This is will. Solar plexus. Its secker is fire, which is called Ket. The container is the downward pointing triangle, not a pyramid. Triangle. And these energies of fire. Oh, shall we? Shall we move into the fucking fire? The fire is the firstborn of the Seckers. It's the first element. It's the first spark. It's the first to arise out of the oceans of chaos. It's the first manifestation of spirit. Fire's sense is sight. It illuminates things. You see things for the first time. You can see in that darkness out of Ganusa and you're like, oh my gosh, what? I didn't even know that was happening. As Sarah pointed out to me yesterday, purity is also in this fire. Because fire can't be contaminated. Fire doesn't have a dirty. Fire is pure. It can be big or it can be little. It can be smoldering. But fire is quite its own. Fires offer transformation and illumination. From Nadia. Fire as the generative force that is latent within the joy, as the impulse to bring forth into the world. And this is where I get so excited as we start getting into the third Shenka, because the third Shenka is where you're like, fuck this, why am I here? It comes in with will, it comes in with purpose, it comes in with drive. That fire in your belly all of a sudden says, wait, I'm not fucking helpless, I can do something here. So there's a lot of divine child energy that shows up here. There's a lot of burn it all down. We're going to get into some softer versions of that as well. But with that will, you can't create when you're emotional. Have you noticed that? We've got to still those waters. And so we have to find that stillness through the bliss breath in order to rise into this will. Heard? We're there already. Will is going to be called the bayou. And I love that because I'm a Southern girl. The bayou? It's the bayou? It's the bayou. Let me see if I can find that bayou for you. I didn't plan on talking about that, so isn't that funny? It obviously wants to be shared. The IU, do I really not have it? It's okay. There it is. Oh, it comes up later. The IU is transformation. B-A-I-U. IU, transformation. We already have that energy, which is to change into radiance and light. And the Ba is one of the versions of soul. Bayou. And the reason for the pyramid, the reason for the triangle is because from that one point, we become creator and we create two other sparks. That one point is the Maum. Within that Maum, all of your Akka, all of your Akashic record, all of your ability to create, everything that you do create, consciously or unconsciously, is being spun out in front of you. From that place of recognition and of light and of fire, you're like, wait, this sucks. Here's what I want to do instead. And you begin to create. From the one, you create yourself in the world. So this downward pointing pyramid that is red is the shape of the will. So let's talk about the will a little bit. I think we have, but force of illumination. It's an action because you're tired of suffering. Oh, thanks. I think about this with my daughter, right? Who's very happy to suffer right now because change feels scary. So she's 14 and her body hurts and she's got these aches and pains and her leg was hurt so bad the other day. I'm like, would you like me to massage? Nope. Cool. Stay in that fucking Ganusa and see what you're going to do in there. Her will hasn't come in yet. And it's okay. Age appropriate and all of that. When you're tired of the suffering, the will comes to life. First spark of beingness where we recognize we do have power. And if you want to engage with the will, questions like, why did I come here? Super helpful. You're not powerless. You're creating this whole fucking thing. And you may look around in the world and realize that most people are living in 1 and 2 and might never get to these higher. Or they'll be accessing these higher, but not really well because there's no foundation here. The jet is not set. The function of will is to allow each and every cell, each and every part of you to express your being. Take that in for a second. Like, what would it be like if you could express all of you in every cell? I love when Remington talks about will, because will in the magical traditions, as he shares it, is purpose. What you came here, your divine fucking destiny is will. It's your drive, it's your joy, it's your reason for being. Our job is to find the reason for being, right? And it's not usually complicated. But if we live in a world like, well, you need to do that and you need to do that because you need to go and get that and then you need to do that. So can you tell what the wound might be of will? You've been squashed and you've been lied to. You've been dismissed. So the wound often of this will point, not of the will point, the will point, I heard you. Will point's always going to be clean. Malm, always clean. You just turned it on today. Malm. Can you tell what malm? Malm. That's why cats were so sacred. They naturally would vibrate this sound. Cats are very good at clearing energy. Dogs will suck it in. Dogs will die of cancer so that their owner doesn't have to. Cats are like, fuck all that. Cat's like, I'm going to transmute this for everybody in the house. Thank you very much. Maum. But truly, that's why they're so sacred. The M-A-U. Mau. And then we continue it with the cycle. Maum. Ashleen last time also came up with a new rhythm for the Maum. So I'd love for her to share that with us on Mighty Networks because that was different, but I need the sounds to be there. So the wound, a lot of people feel purposeless, without a destiny. This is a really good one. Anxiety. If your Ganusa and your Maum are not connected, your will be moving around your body on its own, creating anxiety. Damn. Mom. The other challenge that we will encounter and discover here is that it mirrors whatever is incomplete in the second. Whatever's unhappy, oh, you better believe it'll come up here, right? Could look like indigestion, could look like frustration, could look like angst. Oh, thanks. They say there's not a huge danger of getting stuck here in the will. That'll be happening in the lower Shenkas. Here, you just might have energy that like disperses itself incorrectly. Energy that's sabotaging you. Energy that's coming out as anger toward others because you don't feel fulfilled or joyous or any of these things that are very naturally and innately yours. There's no one like you in all the galaxies. No one. That fucking mind-blowing? Nothing looks like you or acts like you or has your soul history or is you. I was listening to Matthias DeStefano on Aubrey Marcus and they were talking about this. Your only job is to be you. Only job is to be you. Radical, right? And most of us have some fear being ourselves because we have been squashed. Well, cool. Once we get up here, we're like, fuck all that. I was prepared to be bright and shiny. This is what I was asked to be. This is what I shall be. So as we get into the wisdom of this will, yeah, we're giving a lot of information today because, thanks, I'll say for me, last time we did Dream School, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is all new. Oh, I had no idea. I have not known how to use will my entire life. Till November, December of 2020. Now I'm learning. Cool. So the wisdom and where will begins working really well when you can figure it out is it enters and it creates agreement where before there was potential. The will show you what is most natural for you. What you're most gifted at. What you're put here to do. It's the stillness, again, on that surface, right? We're working with the void. So when the Ganusa is still, here's our spark of the Maum that goes into the creation of the will. Illumination to see what's there and knowing that you have the power to change it. This is also our insemination point because we have the fucking power to act all of a sudden. First and second, we can't act. Were you sleeping a whole lot during Ganusa? I was. There was nothing else to do. Go back to bed. Okay. And then here, all of a sudden, we see you. I love seeing you. We see and we act now to gain the mastery of. And I swear, there's this great story about Nadia that I may have shared here about her going on Olga's directive to a library. Don't talk to anybody. Write, like copy everything you see out of this book hours every day. Never go back and look at the book again. Sure enough, Nadia went back years later to look at the book and how she had like copied all of these materials that she had. None of what she copied was in the book. Okay, cool. This begins to happen as we get into the higher Shenkas as well. Like reality is now all of a sudden just yours, and everybody else is kind of doing something else. So my experience of that was I had this great thing that I thought I had copied from Nadia about belief, that this is one of the wisdoms that comes from here. You believe in yourself for the first time and you're like, I think I want to see what happens if this comes in. The courage to believe in yourself comes now. You couldn't do that in the Ganesha. You couldn't do that in the root. The root is also in the Huna tradition, which kind of crosses over here. The Kahunas and the Hawaiians and the ancient Lemurians in that way. We're called woodworkers. So if you ever see the element of wood, cool, yep, the woodworkers. You might also look at Jesus. Jesus was a carpenter. So that first block of energy, that cube, is also seen as the wood. It's just the body. It's just the raw material. How are you going to carve it? How are you going to build it? So down there, you can't really believe in yourself because you aren't here yet. There is no self in the root. You need all the rest of it to come into form. Ong Saha. So as I've been playing with this, and I will continue to practice my own mastery here with Will, stillness, agreement, belief, and then action seems to be the cycle. The Maum, the belief, coming to agreement with, and then it turns on. I want to talk about this agreement thing because this is where Nadia is so clear and I'm still digesting and learning and remembering it for myself as well. Mao also means to remember, M-A-U. To remember what you are, to remember who you are, to remember why you came. Mao. From Nadia, the universe is based on agreement. The truer you are to your medicine, the truer it will be to you. So this idea of agreement, I think if you can imagine somebody who is wishy-washy, the universe doesn't really know what to do with that. When you're in agreement, we find the stillness. We can be in agreement, at peace with whatever it is that happens. Bayou also means agreement, also means will. We want to come into that peacefulness with whatever is, because if we're struggling with or we're unsure of, we are not clear enough to be able to create ourselves or anything at all. Universal bypass and is like, next. Also from Nadia, this is, thank you, I think this is what I'll be trying to learn more this time. To seek out the disowned and bring them back to love, peace, and forgiveness. That's the shadow work. That's you going in and loving all parts of you, not just leaving them all alone out there to be forgotten, ignored, disowned, hated, judged by you. By you? This is where that act of forgiveness and compassion comes over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Ami nu maha karu, you did nothing wrong. Ooh, yeah, that's not my story to share. Thanks. You did nothing wrong. So each piece of you and each wound as it comes up and each judgment that you have recoiling at it, bring it into love, because this is how we gain agreement. Nothing is outside of you. Nothing is forgotten by you. Nothing is avoided of your own shit by you. By you, huh? Cool. Another translation for that bayou is the agreement of souls. And I like this definition because if you did inner space, we'll talk about the sa, the ka, and the ba. It's these three places of soul that are within you. Egyptians will work with a full 10 body system, but these three are the ones that are right here. And if this part of you is like, I want to go do this, and this part of you is like, I'm not going to do it, nothing happens. So the bayou, the agreement of all aspects of you, coming into alignment, coming into center, coming into peace, centered within your Jed. Okay, let's go activate some stuff, my love. So that you remember what we're doing as we're going to set this on our Jed during our activation. And for today, we're going to start with you right here. Oh, hey, Ket. Ket is the word for fire. Ket, 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 Ket. We're here in present time and space, please. Finding yourself in agreement. Erecting that jed, aligned within your body, tall and strong. Setting on your jed, or just fluffing up root. That solid base, that cube of wood, raw matter, and you're gonna giving permission for your Ganusa to find its stillness. Stillness is there. We're going to set this red triangle. Fire meets water. Ow. 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 From this one, burst into the two to create the pyramid. Triangle. Those fires ignite, my love. Knowing they're contained within the triangle, they will not hurt you, they will not burn you, they will not destroy you. They'll bring you joy and bliss that is natural, to the easiest version of you, out of your destiny, that is you were designed to be by the divine, as divine. Want to do that bliss breath. Inhale, extended, exhale, all of the air. Those fires even more. Good. And when you're ready, I want you to drop down into Inner Earth Temple. By you there. One fire up to crown now. Up and out through crown into dreaming temple you. Seeing the stars underneath your feet. This crown of your highest self. In this terrain of your highest self. Your Sahu. Divine dreaming God self. Aligning that jed, setting the root in the Ganusa. Oh, kitty drum. those fires going. Okay, we're going to drop in a master. You're asking to breathe simultaneously of your bows. Vayu. With that blitz breath, I want you to breathe on the inhale, extending your belly through inner earth self. On the exhale, all the way out and up, dreaming temple self. Mao, whoosh. Very good. Mao on that inhale with belly extended. Whoosh on the exhale. Bring to agreement all aspects of you, all dimensions. Sleeping, waking, underneath reality, inside of reality, outside of reality. Space. You should be pretty charged up over there, huh? That 3, holy shit. If you got it, great. If you didn't, great. I want you to practice because they dropped it in this really sweet way. I'm like, oh, we can do that? Oh, we can do that. Huh. And I'll just remind you that you are the master, my love, in this living mystery school that we're celebrating and enjoying. Yeah, my hands are all sweaty too. You may also choose to record yourself doing a Mao, oosh, so that you could sync it up in some way. Don't have to, but I think it's always kind of fun to play with being able to use those sounds. Oosh, the void, the dream. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thanks. And my last piece that I want to make sure we talk about today is this idea of being self-created. Because that seems to be what Kefara has asked us to do and be self-created. The universe is responding to us every second, all the time. It recognizes you as creator. Do you? My sweet friend asked me yesterday, she's like, how are you doing with everything that's going on in the world? I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what she's talking about. And that feels very good. Because if my will and my Ganusa were not connected in that way, I'd have maybe a lot of anxiety about what's going on. I don't have a fucking clue. I know where my focus is. So I remind you, in this container, we've been asked 75% inward. Do these practices. Do you. Become self-created. Self-created means coming into self-realization. Yeah. Are you a realized and illuminated being? We were closer than any humans have been on this planet before. How's it going to go? I don't know. Pretty fun to try, though. Parthenogenic is the other word that I want you to play with because all of these energies, masculine and feminine, electrical and magnetic, the fire. Oh, fire is the first time where you'll get that electricity of electric and magnetic. Oh, thank you. The definition of parthenogenic, which would mean male and female, self-created, you're everything, is one that's aware throughout all of time. Self-created, one who is not aware and does a heroic journey to determine and gain awareness. That's you. You came here to gain these skills, to practice in this fucking form, so that once you can do it here, you're like, yep, can do it anywhere. Skating on the rings of Saturn. Being a ruler or a god within the force of enlightenment. I heard. Thank you. Olga would like us to demote enlightenment. Thank you. Heard. Yes. Enlightenment is no longer out here goal. Enlightenment is right here. We'll get to it in this life. It doesn't need to be lofty. You don't need to apologize for being enlightened. You should maybe apologize for not being enlightened. First time. Cool. I think I've called us illuminating beings or awakening beings because claiming it has felt like a little bit of ego, and that can show up here in will. One of the poisons of this is to think you know shit, is to become spiritually entitled, is to say things without compassion, is to bring ego into this at all. One of the things that Nadia said that was so good is whenever you do platitudes, that's equivalent of a sin. It's against the mysteries. It's against your enlightenment and divinity. So watch for those things where you're just like, well, you know, God wouldn't give you more than you can handle. Really? Fuck off. That doesn't feel compassionate. So watch for those things. That will be one of the whole different teaching, but scorpions. I'll just say scorpions. Scorpions have got some teachings. It's the wound and the wisdom. It's the luminous gem within each of these temples. Okay. So the will and the heart, because we're moving into the heart next time. And you'll recognize that to become self-created through will, this will provides the solid base through which your heart can shine easier. Will becomes the platform for your heart. I heard you guys. Thanks. Interesting perspective. They would like me to offer that reality really only happens here at will. When we're down in Ganusa, we're in somebody else's reality. There is no reality other than a block of wood that's going on at the root. Here at will, anything can happen. Once we get up to heart and beyond, we're outside of reality. This is it. This is the play place. So the will and the heart, practice this between now and next time. When you feel love, let it sink down into your will so that we create clear pathways between power and love. It'll bridge the separation between power and love. Thanks. Olga says that the more of us who do this, the faster the world will change. Tomorrow for us in real time right now is 5/5. Pretty good energy of being able to change mass consciousness. Only takes a few of us. Only takes 1,000. There are two stable centers, the will and the heart. As long as you're stabilizing yourself in one of them, any action you do will be aligned. I hope you learned a ton here. I hope that will teaches you its mastery. Every breath, you change reality. You change you. Yeah, great. Let's just see what else wants to be offered today. I know you guys jumped in with a lot, and I'm very grateful. You are the masters and you are the teachers. Allow your dream time to be a place where you do the practices as well. Go up there and do your hackaos. Send that dreaming state to go and work with you a bit. Hopefully you're getting in some good dreams. I was dreaming I was in New York last night. Okay. your breath will change. And with your breath, you will change those around you. The breath, the Sahu, is our ultimate goal here. To be the God with the breath, the Hu, the breath, the rope. The thing that begins to ignite out of the void. Hu, hu. I have done a bit of Kundalini yoga, so my tendency is always to go into a little bit of a breath of fire and to like suck my belly in on it. If that's where you go, that's great. Nadia doesn't say that at any point in time. It's just that big inhale of the belly and the full exhale, but it's not as like sharp and harsh as the breath of fire. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All of your Akka moves through your hands. I don't know if you've noticed. Hands seem to activate. So whenever you've got a lot of this energy going in, like I always find this is very useful energy to like put into my manifestations, pet my cats, give it to my plants, maybe rub my daughter's fucking legs that hurt her that she won't let me touch. Give it to yourself wherever you need some extra energy. But just know that like this is good juice right here. Don't just try to shake it off because it feels either new or uncomfortable or like too much. Heard. When you've got that too much that's going on, this is also you expanding the container of you to be able to hold higher frequencies. Not to the point of burnout. See if you can find the balance in this. Come into agreement with it. So my sweet one, until next time, long saw.